It was a bright afternoon at the city fair, filled with laughter, music, and the scent of popcorn. Officer Mark Jensen walked calmly through the bustling crowd with Rex, his canine partner. But suddenly, Rex stiffened, ears perked, eyes locked on a small figure near the Ferris wheel. Without warning, he bolted forward, growling and barking urgently. Mark tried to pull him back. "Rex, stop," he shouted, but the dog wouldn't listen. The crowd gasped as Rex nudged Mark toward a stroller. In that instant, Mark realized Rex wasn't attacking. He was warning them of a danger no one else could see. The city fair was alive with color and sound. Children squealed as rides spun, vendors shouted over the music, and the smell of cotton candy and popcorn filled the warm afternoon air. Officer Mark Jensen walked calmly through the crowd with Rex, his disciplined German Shepherd canine partner. Rex's presence usually reassured people, his calm demeanor and gentle tail wags making him approachable. Today, though something changed, Rex suddenly froze mid-step. His ears shot forward, muscles tensed, and his eyes locked onto a stroller near the Ferris wheel. "Rex, heel," Mark commanded, tugging on the leash. But Rex didn't obey. His growls weren't of aggression, they were sharp, urgent warnings. Mark's heart raced as he realized something was terribly wrong. The small boy in the stroller clutched his chest and gasped. The mother, panicked, looked around helplessly. "Is he okay?" she stammered. Mark knelt beside the child, his trained eyes scanning quickly. The boy's lips were pale, his breath shallow, and his tiny body trembling. The medical bracelet on his wrist confirmed Mark's fear. Severe peanut allergy. Seconds could mean life or death. "Call EMS. Now." Mark shouted into his radio. The fair erupted into chaos. People backed away, cameras lifted, and screams echoed as paramedics rushed through the crowd. Rex refused to leave the boy's side, circling protectively, his instincts guiding the officer toward the child's bag. Mark fumbled inside and found an EpiPen. Hands steady despite adrenaline, he administered the injection into the boy's thigh, whispering reassurances all the while. The boy coughed violently, then slowly inhaled, color returning to his cheeks. The mother collapsed against Mark, tears streaming. "I don't know what would have happened," she whispered, gripping his arms. Mark patted Rex's head. "He saved him," he said softly. Rex's tail wagged slightly, a quiet acknowledgement of a job done. Once the boy was stabilized and loaded onto the stretcher, Rex remained vigilant, scanning the crowd as if sensing any remaining threats. Mark followed, heart still pounding, realizing that every second had counted. Had Rex not reacted when he did, the boy might not have survived. The story spread like wildfire. Bystanders' phone videos went viral. Clips showed Rex racing toward the stroller, nudging Mark, growling urgently, refusing to be ignored. Comments poured in. "That dog saved a life." For pause, one hero. Mark stayed humble, brushing off the praise. "Rex is the real hero," he said quietly, looking at his partner with pride. Days later, the city held a ceremony at the police headquarters to honor Rex. Children and adults gathered to meet the brave dog who saved a child. The boy, now healthy and smiling, approached Rex and placed a small handmade medal around his neck. "Thank you for saving me," he whispered softly. Rex sniffed the medal, tail wagging. The applause that followed was thunderous, yet Mark knew the moment wasn't about accolades. It was about trust, instincts, and the unspoken bond between a man and his dog. After the ceremony, Mark returned to the quiet of the police station. Rex lay beside him, fur damp from the day's excitement but eyes alert and attentive. Mark knelt and whispered, "You did good today, buddy." Rex leaned his head against Mark's arm, a silent affirmation of loyalty and pride. The fair would reopen tomorrow. News cameras would move on. But one truth remained: Rex's instincts had saved a life. And that bond between officer and K9 was unbreakable. Mark replayed the moments in his mind. The sudden lunge, the urgency in Rex's eyes, the terrified mother, the child, struggling to breathe. It had all unfolded in seconds, yet it felt like hours. Every bark, every paw nudge, every second of hesitation had mattered. He realized then that heroism wasn't about medals or recognition, it was about action at the exact right moment, guided by instinct, training, and heart. The city would remember Rex's bravery, social media would circulate the story for months, and parents would tell their children about the dog who saved a life at the fair. But for Mark, the memory of that frantic afternoon was more personal proof of the incredible partnership between man and dog. Rex, exhausted now, rested his head on Mark's lap. Outside, the sun set over the fairgrounds, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. The sounds of laughter and music faded into the evening, leaving a calm quiet in the station. Mark knew that tomorrow would bring new calls, new challenges, but tonight, he let himself breathe. Tonight, he honored Rex quietly, not with words, but with a touch and a look that said, "You are a hero, my friend." And though the fair would continue, the crowds would disperse, and life would return to normal. The memory of that afternoon, the second Rex pulled Mark to a life-saving discovery, would stay with him forever. If this story gave you chills, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Every story like this reminds us how powerful the bond between humans and animals can be. Have you ever witnessed a dog or animal act heroically? Drop your story in the comments. I'd love to hear how pets have saved lives in your world. Remember, sometimes the bravest heroes don't wear uniforms, they have four paws, a wagging tail, and the instincts to act when it matters most. Hit the notification bell for more heart-stopping, emotional stories just like Rex's.